Hey guys, yesterday you took notes on solution suspensions and colloids. I'm going to go over those and simplify them a little bit today. Okay, when we're looking at these three, it's really and truly all about the particles and the size of the particles. When looking at the size of the particles, you'll be able to look at the properties of a mixture. So the properties of the mixture will determine if it's heterogeneous. If you remember, hetero means different, so you can see all the different pieces. Or homogeneous, which remember means same, and you can't see or determine the different parts of the mixture. Once you look at the mixture's properties, you can classify it as a solution, a suspension, or a colloid. And these are all based on particle size. So how big or small the particles are in the mixture. Okay, I'm going to talk about solutions first. My question to you is, what kind of mixture is made when iced tea mix is dissolved in water? Or you could say Kool-Aid mix or anything like that. And the answer is homogeneous or homogeneous. Homogeneous mixtures are called solutions. Solutions have two parts. The first part is called the solvent, and this is whatever substance there is more of. It is what is doing the dissolving in this solution or homogeneous mixture. If we talk about iced tea mix and water, water would be the solvent in that solution. Okay? It is going to dissolve the iced tea mix. The second part is the solute. This is the substance that is being dissolved, and there is less of it. So again, in our iced tea mix water solution, the iced tea mix would be the solute. Okay, that is what is being dissolved. The properties of a solution. There are three major properties. The first is that they do not separate into layers over time. They cannot be poured through a filter and separated, and light passes through them if you were to shine a light through it. All particles in a solution are too small, that's the key to this, to become separated, filter out, or scatter light. The second type we're going to talk about is a suspension. Okay, suspension are things that need to be shaken well before using. You guys may have seen this before. A couple of examples are flour in water or mud in water. So you have to shake them so that they get all mixed together. Here are some properties of a suspension. Some of the properties are they are a heterogeneous mixture because you can see the different particles. They would separate into layers over time. So if you think of muddy water and you shake it and it mixes all together, eventually if you lay it down and leave it, all the mud will settle to the bottom. Filters can separate the particles. So if we had sand in water, you could pour sand water through a filter and the filter would catch all the sand. The particles are larger, and it will scatter light, which is called the Tyndall effect if you shine a light through it. So the light won't be in a straight line, it'll look like it's scattered or spread out. We say that the particles are suspended in a suspension, and they will settle out if you leave it over time. Okay, the last type I'm going to talk about today are colloids. Colloids are kind of special because they have particles that vary in size. They are intermediate between the size of those in a solution where they're really small and a suspension where they're larger. So we've got small particles here and large particles here. A few examples of colloids are peanut butter, pudding, even fog, and jello. Here are some properties of colloids. Colloids do not separate into layers, even over time. Particles will not become trapped in a filter, and they do scatter light. So you notice they're kind of a combination between solutions and suspensions. All right, and then lastly, colloids will appear cloudy, just like suspensions do, while solutions will appear clear, so you can look through them. Colloids and solutions, though, do not separate into layers, and suspensions will separate into layers. So you can see how a colloid is kind of a combination of the solutions and the suspensions together. That's it. When you're done with this, make sure you upload your picture to Google Classroom and come up and get the worksheet from me.